Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome. I'm celebrating this morning. We had a humongous win for the Make America Great side. The blue wave never existed, and we've proven it empirically. Yes, you can say the House marginally went to the Democrats, but it's razor thin. But Senate is ours, executive branch is ours, and since Senate is ours, that means the judicial branch is ours, and also means that now Trump can replace and get his cabinet confirmed at will. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a huge mega win. It's absolutely huge. It also means that now the Democrats get to fight among themselves in in Congress, in the House. I'm enjoying watching how Nancy Pelosi is going to struggle. Is going to struggle to retain her leadership. It's not even granted that she will be the majority speaker. Probably will, but it is not a foregone conclusion. Uh, we are on the Real Clear Politics right now, and as you can see, their system was updated a second ago. Looks like Republicans have at least 52 seats in the Senate, possibly three more. So we could have a margin of a victory in the Senate 55 to 45, possibly, but right now we already have 52. In the U.S. House, roughly 26 seats are still undecided, but majority of that 26 will probably go to Democrats. My prediction is that the Democrats may have a single-digit majority in Congress. And keep in mind, all the Republicans in Congress are supporters of our agenda. What has happened is all the rhinos have resigned. There were huge number of open seats. I think almost 60. I have to double check that amount. So this is how many RINO Republicans have resigned because they didn't like Trump. So we do not have in Congress Trump haters, never Trumpers, and secret Democrat agents. What has happened is that in this election cycles, we cleaned out from the Republican Party all the turncoats. We no more Republican Party belongs to Donald Trump now. We no longer have Paul Ryan Republicans. We no longer have Bush Republicans. Right now in Congress and the Senate, the Republicans are MAGA Republicans. And remember, ladies and gents, Trump is our employee. When somebody says he is against Trump, he says he's against us, the American citizens, the American middle class. Another thing that really heartens me, and let me bring this page up, and this is actually from ABC News. And let me see if I can move this down just a little bit. It shows how geographically how few democratic enclaves there are. And let me just refresh this page. For some reason, it's stuck. It just shows that geographically, only Democrats have electoral control only over the large cities and large suburban areas, and only through gerrymandering. It is refreshing right now. I'll show it to you, but it's very telling. Just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. American citizens have elected the majority of the Republicans to the Senate, which means on the statewide basis, in most of the states, the collectivist Democrats cannot be elected. They can only win in the local races when they vote cemeteries, when they gerrymander, and when they vote illegal aliens. Now, and I'm waiting for the map to load. Hopefully, it'll load. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see if I can bring this up. Anyways, for some reason it's not cooperating. Here we go. I guess it's taking. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. But the point being that Democrats have proved empirically that they cannot win. They have very difficult time winning statewide race. Oh, here it is. Let me go back here. As you can see, most of the country is red, with the small. Usually, most of them are on the coasts, blue points. If you want to take a look in California, where I am, and right now I am probably about, I'll say 12 miles from downtown Los Angeles, that all the blue is on the coast. If you can see my cursor, all the inland California, inland Empire, and Northern California agricultural area is all red. Granted, all the illegal immigrants who actually do vote illegally in California, thanks to Democrat Party. They ensure the Democrats have control. Gavin Newsom, basically a Democrat Nazi, as far as I'm concerned, has won the governorship. Excuse me. It'll be very interesting what's going to happen. What's happening in California, and it's probably it's probably a good illustration what is happening in the whole United States, is that middle class is moving out of the cities, of the Democrat-controlled areas. So in California, there's virtually no middle class on the coast. The price of homes is way too expensive, and there's way too much regulation. So middle class like myself will simply move out in the desert. In the Southern California, we'll move out into the Inland Empire, the Riverside in San Bernardino County. And in Northern California, San Francisco will just move out into the more rural areas where we can actually afford to live. Also, there's a huge movement of middle class outside of the state. This is the only way Democrats can stay in power. They don't represent the majority of Americans. They only represent the small number of hereditary elites, basically trust fund kids, very small number, and they represent welfare recipients, and they represent illegal immigrants whom they vote legally or illegally. That's how they can stay in power. This is an unholy alliance between the moneyed hereditary elite in our country and the underclass, and this is why they are important as many illegal immigrants as they can. And this is going to be a huge issue in the upcoming election cycles. Let me go back to this map again. It shows, as you can see, Texas, and it shows Florida. Those are the two states that Democrats wanted to flip in the blue column, and they weren't able to. This is why illegal immigration is so critical. Democrats in this election cycle attempted to flood both Florida and in Texas with the Spanish-speaking immigrants, illegal in Texas. That's why we have those caravans that are barreling down to Texas to dilute the American vote. And in Florida, don't understand me correctly what I'm going to say. There was a huge disaster, a hurricane in Puerto Rico. And they were very slow. The Democrat-controlled bureaucracy in Puerto Rico was very slow in responding to it, which forced hundreds of thousands of Puerto Ricans moved to Florida. Now, the calculation on part of Democrats was that those Spanish-speaking people, even though they're American citizens and obviously they can vote, they would act like illegals and blindly follow the orders of the Democratic elite. That's how they tried to flip Florida. Again, They manufactured the humanitarian crisis in Puerto Rico in order to force Puerto Ricans flee their territory, flee their island for Florida. So and the assumption was that most of them will vote Democratic, and I think it's a good assumption, and they will flee Florida. And in Texas, of course, they wanted to flood Texas with illegal immigrants from Mexico and Central America, so they can vote them illegally in Texas. It's not it's not by mistake that a good Irishman who ran against Ted Cruz, Mr. O'Rourke, actually his real name is Francis O'Rourke, decided to take a moniker of Beto, which is very Hispanic endearment of the name, even though he doesn't have a scintilla of Hispanic in him. But this is what they tried to do, and they miscalculated. They miscalculated because Ted Cruz won, and it looks like both governorship and the senatorship in the state of Florida went to Maga, to Trump. DeSantis and Eric Scott have won. But this was what was going on. So it's actually good news for us. It is a huge win. It removed Paul Ryan turncoats from Congress, and it also showed the power of President Trump. Now, I don't look at a President Trump as our leader. He is not. He is our employee, and he's doing our bidding. We hired him by electing him to clean out the autocratic Marxist swamp creatures from Washington, D.C. Now, the fact that he has a better majority in the Senate means that he can clean out his own cabinet very easily, not worry about his new people not being confirmed by the Senate. He also has full control over judicial appointments, which means when the Democrat Nazis are going to challenge his executive orders protecting us from MS-13 and other gangsters who are barreling down to our country from the south in those caravans, and now he can stop them, and his appointed appellate judges in the Supreme Court can override the liberal judges who will illegally try to stop him. So it is a huge win. Also, depending on what is the margin by which at the end the Congress will, the House will go to Democrats. We can witness in an internal fight among the Democrats challenging Nancy Pelosi and her establishment allies against the Marxist Nazis of the new arrivals. We have people who, believe it or not, Nancy Pelosi, in this particular sense, is a moderate. She is not a radical. The radical people who got elected, like that Cortez lady from New York, she wants to put us, people who support Trump, in concentration camps. She wants to nationalize everything. She basically is a hardcore communist / Nazi. She hates white people, and she hates U.S. Constitution. This is going to be the fight inside the Democrat Party that we should all watch and learn the depravity and degradation of that particular political party in our country. At the end, Nancy Pelosi will probably be the majority leader, but it's not a given. Also, the Republicans, since the win in the House was not decisive, more than likely, in my opinion, the difference will be in single digits or low double digits. Republicans have ability to say a lot more about the policies and about the laws and about the bills, And keep in mind, there are no more rhinos left in Congress. Pretty much majority of Republicans in Congress are now Trump supporters. I think Kavanaugh hearings helped that a lot. I think it's absolutely helped that tremendously. So, ladies and gents, I'm at work, so I can't drink hard liquor, but this is a nice cup of green tea. I'm toasting to our victory, ladies and gents. I'm toasting to our victory. Um, I'm on my website right now, wildnews.us. Please check it out. If for some reason you want to get in touch with me, just click on the contact info. My email and my phone number is there. And if you don't know me personally, I would suggest email me first before you call me. I am a true blue citizen. I'm a true blue citizen journalist. Uh, I work for a living, and my videos and my periscopes and my live streams is my hobby. So it would help if I have people suggesting, commenting, and simply maybe pointing me in the right direction in the stories that I've been covering already, or maybe some stories. Let me show this again. Some stories that you think I should be covering in the future. I really appreciate you joining me in this live stream in this video. I appreciate it a lot more than I can ever express in words. I got to get back to work, and God bless you, my friends. God bless you.